So in the early track, as you know, we have early track and late track every semester. And historically, we would have 1,000 to 2,000 participants in the early track and maybe 4 plus or minus 1,000 in the late track. So this time somehow we have almost way over 2,000 already. And it looks like by the time the teams are formed, we'll have closer to 3,000 in the early track. If so, it will be the largest group in the early track ever. And then we don't know how many people we'll have in the late track, but probably a comparable increase if everything goes as planned. And then so we always try to limit our number of clients to about 5 so that it's more manageable, because it's a lot of work, you know, these webinars, the negotiations about the challenge instructions, different questions takes a lot, you know, many meetings back and forth. So we always say, let's limit the number of companies so that it's, you know, deeper, fewer, you know, more personal. But then interesting companies come along, so it's hard to say no when it's, you know, a different country, a different industry. So this time we have 12 companies in the early track, and we may add 1 or 2 more for the late track. So we have Celex Brazil, that's the company that makes adhesive tapes, Scotch tape, duct tape, you know, any packaging tape. And so it's a large factory, so they make all kinds of tapes. And as I said, the reason I'm very interested in them is because it's a product that is used in every industry. And I figured, you know, their productivity or their I guess, you know, revenue or changes in revenue could be indicative of the overall sort of developments in the global economy. Dell Engineering, the company from Ghana. So here is Samuel with us. Yeah, so we'll try that in a second. So they provide engineering services. Differ Chat, it's a AI-enabled platform that allows and helps students on campus to make friends. So it's specifically for making friends, connections on campus. Not Facebook, it's very different. So it's sort of specifically, it's not a dating service, it's actually assisted sort of friend-making machine almost. So Finnish Schools International participated in the past, and so they specialize in private schools. Samuel, can you hear us here? Hello, hello.
Hello.
So we can hear you. So we'll go through the companies and introductions. We just did a quick review of where we stand with the project. But as you can see, we have companies here from different countries, different industries. So we have a company that designs virtual services. We have a company that makes toys, a company that makes gadgets for sport. Ski Big Three, not Big Four, Big Three. That's a Canadian company, a sort of consortium of ski resorts. Truffle Hill, it's an older partner of ours, but they shifted more to truffles and away from wine from Australia. Zen Hire, a company that provides an AI-assisted platform for hiring and recruitment. And we may add a company from Poland that makes wheelchairs. And then maybe another company we'll see also, I think, from Italy that provides financial services. But anyway, let's stop here. Let's do a quick introduction of our guest. So we have here Mr. Samuel. So he is the owner and the founder and the CEO, if I understand correctly, of Dell Engineering. And so he is in Ghana, and the company specializes in engineering services. And so today we would like to hear more about the company and more about the products and services. And then if students have questions, they will ask them. And so here with me are Professor Baumanis of Lynn University in the United States. And we have also Rafael Tamashiro. He's in Brazil. He is our basically COO, Chief Operating Officer, and he's in charge of the teenager and professional tracks of the program. And so I will turn the microphone to our guests and hosts here. I'm not sure if you would like to do a more introduction, but I guess we can start with a quick introduction of the company in general, history, products, and things like that.
Hello, and good morning to you all. It's good afternoon here, but it's good morning to you all. My name is Antonio from Dell Engineering. I'm the CEO of Dell Engineering. Basically, we deal with manufacturing and servicing of hydraulics, pumps, undercarriage, chroming, and the related engineering works. Any sort of fabrication we do and the likes. For now, what we want is to augment our machinery. That is our basic need now. And also we need marketing support for our clients to get more clients. Basically, that is what we are lacking, and we will be glad if we could get more support on that field.
Okay. Antonio, it's very nice to meet you. Thank you for being one of our client companies. Can you tell us a little bit more about your company? How old is your company? And specifically, what kind of products and services do you provide?
We started with Dell Hydraulics.
Yeah.
Around 2000. We started with Dell Hydraulics around 2000, basically repairing hose and amending hose and adapters. Then we moved to we upgrade our services to engineering, whereby we support every mining equipment and any agricultural equipment, from the transmission to mechanical and fabrication. We handle undercarriage, any sort of undercarriage works that comes, we do it. And also we give them support services in case they have challenge with the application of their machinery. We go in and give them support and advice on how to use the machine efficiently.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about your market right now? Who are your target markets, and where are they located globally?
Yeah, basically, my market is in Ghana, and the focus is helping the construction industry, the mining industry, and agricultural industry. That is where the focus is now. And we support their machinery. In case their machine is spoiled, we go in to assess the machine, and we diagnose the problem, then we fix the problem if there need be. We manufacture the products if we can, but because of we need much more machinery, some we are handicapped to handle it, but most of them we do, to their appreciation.
So do you only sell basically to companies? You're a company to company market, right? Or a business to business market?
Exactly so. And any individual who has machinery, we support them.
Yeah. So who are your competitors? Because I know that this is probably a very competitive market.
Exactly.
Let's just say, who are your number one and number two competitors?
Number one is HIT. HIT is that's the company HIT. That's the short form of their name, but it's Harlequin International.
Mm-hmm. Harlequin.
Yeah. And also they are satellites of industry, but they are not strong. But this is the giants in the industry.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
They are basic satellites of industries that compete with us. They are very mushroom companies, but the giant is Harlequin International.
Okay. Now, what is your competitive advantage versus your competition?
My advantage is we have experts who have been in the mining industry, and they have recruited a lot of retirees. They have the skills, they have the knowledge, but I don't want them to stay at home to waste their talent. So they support me, they diagnose machines and come out with suitable solutions.
Smart.
Yeah.
People who want to come to work and actually participate.
Exactly.
So would you say that they're your strength?
That's my strength. And also another area is that we're trying to support young guys who want to learn trade. We bring them onto our fold and encourage them to learn trade for themselves. This cascade and market for us that we are in new business, we are learning trade. So basically more people from maybe senior secondary school who may drop out and because of finance or whatever, they come and we train them.
So it's kind of like an internship program.
Exactly. That is the word, internship program.
Okay. So now, every company has a weakness, a weak link. For example, some companies get too big, like maybe your competitors. They are, so large that they may think that, their competitive advantage is that they can handle anything. But also small companies and mid-sized companies have weaknesses. What are your weaknesses and what is your strategy to correct that?
Yeah, our main weakness is to get heavy equipment, machines, like the nails machine, line boring machine, and the like. Those heavy equipment that we can test in around any job that comes, we can face the job and do it perfectly. That's the main weaknesses. Because in the industry, you need to get latest machinery to do the job to its precision.
Do you purchase from the secondary market, or do you order these machineries from the manufacturer?
From basically we use machines because we are not capable in second-hand machines. We are not in the capacity to buy new machines.
Not yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so how do you reach your customers? How do you get customers right now, currently?
Yeah, because I have my expertise are those who have fallout from the mining and construction areas, the early ones, because they know the job and because they've retired. People ask them, oh, where are you? And they give us the customers because they are the major link for getting more clients, because they've been in industry. Some are 40 years, some are 50 years. They've been in the industry, so they have the target, they have the link. They say, oh, I was working with and Ashanti Goldfields, I was working with Kenrod, I was working with so many mining areas. So they tell us, then they give us the lead, then we go.
Ah, okay. So you actually use your employees who have left industry as your own promotions market?
That's right. That's right.
Okay. And how do you, do you follow up with them yourself, or do you ask your employees to do the following up? How do you actually do that?
We have a small marketing team.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that we go about 2 people. They follow up and go. And if need be, I also go there to talk more.
Okay. So you don't actually use external services for your marketing?
Not at all.
Okay. So
we don't have that muscle now.
Yeah. Well, not yet. Yeah, you eventually scale, right? So where are you in your current pricing strategy? Are you a pay follower, you pay leader, you competitive pricing? In terms of pricing?
In terms of pricing, we don't really, we always negotiate, because the system is such that now we are in a global problem. We have a global problem. Finance is a major thing, so we always negotiate. We don't really focus on profitability. We appreciate service quality. So we talk to our customers where their strength is, and we bargain what they can do. The little margin that we have, then we are okay with it.
So it sounds like you're very flexible because you're small, you're very agile, right? You can actually create as you go along. Yes? Oh, Anthony, I think Antonio, we might have lost you. You're frozen.
The connection, yeah, that happened before as well.
Yeah.
So unfortunately,
Yeah.
part
So
of the
we'll wait a
challenge of doing international business. Here it is.
Oh, here he is. Antonio, can you hear us?
Yes, I can see you actually.
Okay, so we lost you there for a second. So the question was the pricing strategy, right? Like, where are you in terms of whether you're below market price, above market price, competitive pricing? That price of elasticity is a wide range.
Let me say, sometimes it's below price and some competitive. It depends on the customer capabilities.
And so the new markets, so I'm assuming that because you reached out to X Culture, or we reached out to you, that you are looking to go global or international and enter new markets, correct?
Exactly.
Okay, so what markets are you ideally wanting to enter?
Basically, we're going to look at our region, Ghana, and we look at the Cote d'Ivoire, we look at the Burkina Faso, and that region, we look at it and to service their mining and construction and agriculture industry.
Okay, so am I hearing you correctly that you would like to remain in the region where you're located, potentially in sub-Saharan Africa, continuing it on with the mining, agriculture, and construction industry?
That's true.
Okay, is there a reason why you only want to stay within sub-Saharan Africa?
Yeah, it's the strategy is that because don't have much muscles, we need to conquer our environment before we jump to another region where the competitive and they look at the competition is strong.
And for those students who are watching this video, you might want to consider using Porter's cluster analysis to help support the company's initiative, right? Because in the cluster analysis, there is a lot of competitive advantage that you can utilize within the region. And Antonio, it sounds like a lot of what you require would be supported if you were well networked into the cluster of all of the countries where your services are in demand. And also you can collaborate with other organizations, you know, co-marketing, for example. So again, for those of you guys who are doing this project, think about doing a cluster analysis for Antonio. How has COVID affected your business and your industry?
Oh, so much. You know, like Ghana economy is really bleeding now. We are not in good shape of economic enterprise, and everybody's cutting back. People have cut down employees, and things are not really working. Hopefully, with the injection of maybe funds into the country, it will revamp the economy and business will spring up again.
Yeah. How do you plan to survive the economic downturn?
Well, but by holding on to our existing companies, encouraging them to deal with that, even at maybe at a small fee, small profit margin, so that until they have the muscles, they have the strength to, you know, take bigger initiative and bigger jobs. Okay.
So am I hearing you correctly that you even discounted your pricing so that you can maintain your clients, your current clients, in order to survive the economic downturn?
Exactly so.
Perfect.
Because what we saw is that most company, some jobs that they need to absorb, some job that they don't have the strength to do, they try to do it because they don't have money. They are financially constrained, so they're forced to do. At the end of it, they don't do it well, and it costs them much more.
Is that your biggest challenge right now, the financial downturn, or is there something else that you worry about? What keeps you up at night?
Oh, President, because the economy everywhere, nothing is really happening. Some industries are virtually closed, they are not working. Economy is so strong, so basically you should hold things that dear to your heart. Your best customer, you have to cause the customer and walk through thick and thin with your customer, your clients, so that his passion will be your passion, his pain will be your pain.
So it sounds like you're actually building a lot of relationship strategies with your clients, that you're treating them like family, sounds like. Exactly. Almost. And then that way that you can gain loyalty. Is that what your intention is?
Sure, for now, because this is not right, the economy has a bigger problem. So you need to maintain your customers. Either than that, you cannot do anything, because when they are in hardship, you've turned your back towards them. So when things get better, they also look somewhere. Even
Yes.
those who are even much more stronger than you, they'll go there.
Yes. And for the students who are watching this video, I actually experienced just that. You know, when my family went through an economic challenge, and I had some banking institutions who, were not very forgiving. And of course, after the economic downturn, I recovered very quickly. But the first thing that I replaced were those organizations who were not supportive of me while I was having financial challenges. So kudos to you, Antonio, because your customers will stay loyal to you in your time of need when you are loyal to them in their time of need. So that should be one of your strategies, because it really is. That really inspires that relationship to grow. So now, if you had to do this all over again, and you're starting your business all over again. Oh, I think we lost Samuel. Samuel, are you there? Yeah. So students,
every time, so with the connection.
Yeah. The internet services, and it's not necessarily Antonio, because we have students.
So something that we take for granted, like I'm in a Starbucks in a cafe, I can just connect from anywhere. So other places it may not be as easy. So things that we take for granted are not as,
Absolutely.
available. Yeah.
Absolutely. And guys, when you are having this types of conversations with your teams, be patient with them and be kind to them, because not everybody, look, we've completely lost Samuel now. Not everybody in the world have the basic privileges that we all have in the West, right? If you're living in Europe, if you're living in the United States, internet to you is like a basic human fundamental right. That is not so in the rest of the world, okay?
I will even say more, Leilani. So I know that some of our participants, including from Africa, in fact, specifically from Africa that I know of, so the internet is available, at least at that time when they shared it with me, so available only at the university library. And so they literally had to book computers like a day in advance to go online and talk to the X-Culture team. They can still access internet, obviously, from the phone, but, phone is not really, suitable for some of the things that you need to do as a team. And so on the one hand, that's a big challenge for the team. So if you happen to have students from some of these locations where potentially, and again, Africa is just an example, it could be also, like, for example, looking at Ukraine these days. If you have team members from Ukraine, I mean, they would have a hard time sometimes going online. Maybe some, I don't know, Asian, Latin American countries. So the point here is that, yes, it will be an extra challenge for you as a team, but that's exactly what X-Culture is about. So it's not about the document that you will produce in the end. It's about the journey, how to get there. And so the challenges that you encounter, including with maybe some team members not being able to go online, some team members perhaps, having different cultural values or working style or personality. Yes, it all makes it more difficult to work together, but that's exactly the kind of experience we want you to have, because it will not be any different tomorrow when you do it as part of your job. And so while my heart sort of, goes out to you and breaks when I hear about these kinds of problems, on the other hand, the purpose of X-Culture is to prepare, to inform you honestly as it is about these challenges. And so every time you encounter them, hopefully you will know better what to expect when you work as part of a global virtual team for your job. And hopefully you know better what to do about these challenges. So yes, it will be a problem, but it's not a bad thing, so to speak, right? So you are exercising here, so
exactly.
Part of life.
I'm teaching X-Culture in the graduate level, and our class is actually focused on communications, negotiation strategy. And if you become more engaged in your global virtual teams, right? The learning is not necessarily the project. The learning is actually the relationships that you build, going through the challenges and obstacles that you go through with your teammates, and really like learning their culture, their traditions, their quality of life through the experiences that you have together as you work on this project. So just keep that in mind, that although we want you to do great in your projects and we want you to, really present some amazing solutions to your challenges, for you, the actual learning part, the journey of you developing these solutions, that's the part that you need to really be present and experience, because that's what's going to stick, and that's what's going to help you grow as a professional, as a global virtual team participant. And you know what, Dr. Voss and I always say this: we want you to have difficult experiences. And we're not saying that to be mean. It is because through those difficult challenges, Raphael, he laughs because he gets the coaching request that comes out of these. But it is through those difficult experiences that you really learn how to solve problems. You really learn how to negotiate. You really learn how to communicate. And that's your takeaway. Because when you go to get a real job and you have to show up with those skills and talents, you will have them. Maybe your colleagues won't, but you will have them. And we actually experienced this when the world went virtual, in 2020. All of my ex-culture students were able to go on Zoom like that. They snapped right into it. But the students who never had to learn how to work virtually in global virtual teams, they struggled. I think we have Antonio back. Antonio, can you hear us?
Yes, please.
Okay. So let us try to finish your interview before we lose you again. And
Yeah,
by the way, your house is beautiful. It looks like you have beautiful curtains behind you. Okay. So we have really two more questions. So, and this is more inspirational, right? So if you had to start your business all over again from scratch, what would you do different?
Well, and I'll try to do savings and get more, at least
Get more
equipment before I start, because working without sufficient equipment is a nightmare.
And is it because there is no access to equipment, or is it just because of the financing part?
Exactly, it's a financial aspect.
And how would you get that financial support?
Oh, well, either loan or maybe you do savings.
And is taking out a loan not a possibility right now?
No, it's not an option, because we are in a period where when you take a loan, before you realize, and this one is a long term, and in Africa it's very difficult to get a long-term loan. People, because of inflationary issues worrying us, people learn short term, but machine, they are very expensive, and you cannot turn them around within a short period. You can't survive.
Okay. So, and what is your strategic plan for the next 5 years? How do you foresee your future?
The future is bright, because industrial Africa, especially Ghana, the focus is industrialization. There's a clamoring call for industrialization. Every sector should be industrialized. And how can you industrialize without the support from machinery and equipment and all that? You need to get those things on board to run with. Industrialization means that you need to get support from these engineering aspects.
So does the government of Ghana actually, one, require certifications for your organization in your industry, certification or licensing? And two, how can the government support your endeavors so that you can reach the goals that you have for yourself in the next 5 years?
For now, support from government is very difficult because government in itself want to have its own industrialization setup. They are having their own plan. They have their gratis. They have other support that they want to do to help the needy in their various constituencies. So individuals, unless you apply for, which is very difficult for you to get those funding from government.
Yeah, I can imagine. And I'm sure that the government right now is thinking about, trying to keep the economy going as they, get through this pandemic.
Sure.
Yeah. So let's see, I guess we should open it to the students for questions. So students, if you have questions, please go ahead and put it either in the Q&A or in the chat.
Yes, we have one on the Q&A sheet.
In the
Q&A
Q&A
session. Yes, wait a minute.
Okay.
I can't
So,
read.
and this is from
I
an
just wanna
anonymous.
warn everyone that we are almost out of time. We try to keep these at about 45 minutes, plus we have another webinar soon. But yes,
Okay.
if you have any questions. now
Yeah,
is the-
we'll take this one question, Antonio, and then we'll have to say goodbye for now. And the question is, would you be more inclined to attracting new customers or searching for potential business partners to strengthen your market share and your presence in your industry? So, Antonio, the question is, would you be more inclined for new customers, or are
It's
you
a
more?
question for me.
Yes, for you, or a search for potential business partners? Oh, we lost him again. Samuel, can you, oh, there you are. Okay. You're muted, Samuel. Antonio, you're muted. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, sorry.
So are you more inclined for new
Is that
business
okay now?
partners? Or
Let me
yes,
get the question again. The line was a bit.
okay. So the question is, would you be more inclined
Yes,
to attracting
yes.
customers or business partners?
Oh, for now, our arms are open. Our arms are open. We need to get more customers and maintain the existing customers.
Okay, so guys, that's your marching orders. We need to maintain our current customers and find new ones. And that Antonio says that he needs to stay within the region of Ghana because his resources can only provide for the region of Ghana. Is that correct, Antonio?
That's true. And we grow as long we have muscles.
Okay, we will go where we have muscles. So thank you so much for joining us. We are so happy that you're one of our challenge companies, and we look forward to working with you more. Our students will be posing questions to you, and we'll be sending them to you. I think we have somebody that will send you those questions if we have any, and then
May I know your name, please?
Sure.
Your name?
Oh, my name. I'm Dr. Leilani Baumanis. I'm a professor at Johnson & Wales University, and I teach international business, and I'm also the program coordinator of the International Business Program at Lynn University.
Correction, linear.
Wow,
not
wow,
Johnson & Wales, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Tara.
Did I say Lynn
That's
University?
good.
You said Johnson & Wales. in
Oh.
between, so.
Lynn University. Oh my gosh. My students who are watching this, it's because I was at another university for so long, but I am fully fledged Lynn University professor currently.
All right. Thanks so much. It's a joy talking to you guys.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Antonio.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.